God of Pega, we are daughters of Prophet Pega. Indeed, it is really working.
Yes.
We first of all thank our daddy. We thank God for his life, and we thank God for the life of all his associate pastors and all the church members. We actually located Breaking Yoke in 2000. After battles from family, from workplaces, social life, everything was against us. Finally, we located ourselves here. I'm Olivia Ame, and my sister here is Vivian Ajo Maku Teteyumu. We are all educated.
Celebrate them.
Since we came here, I share a lot of testimonies with you. One of which I can say, I came here and I had my promotion at work. And I started a master's degree program, which I was not able to complete, but since I found my feet over here, I was able to complete it.
Good. Do it better.
The same way, my position at work has also received promotion. Now this morning, we are here to share more testimonies, both personally and family-wise. So I'll let my sister take over.
Okay. My sister, take over. That's right.
It's an honor and privilege to be on this great altar this morning. I am an educationist, but I don't teach. I am into management and administration, specifically in charge of science and technology within a scope in Ghana.
Okay.
Wow. Yes.
Give it to...
At a point in time, life became miserable. Things were not going well as it used to be. And we came here in tears, in agony, in sorrow. I was diagnosed of blood poisoning.
Wow.
And this blood poisoning was not due to eating anything poisonous, but it was a condition that resulted from infection of bacteria. Bacteria has infested my blood, and this condition caused the blood to clot. The blood could not flow, and ultimately it is going to result in bacteremia septicemia.
Break it down.
Bacteremia septicemia. My doctor did all he could, and then he said, Ajo, all the major hospitals in Accra here, I toured there, but to no avail. So he said I should seek a spiritual help. I heard of Papa on Spring FM, and I called him. When we came here during one all night, Papa hit my back, and I did not understand because of my background. A woman in science and technology, everybody sees her to be a strong person.
Correct.
And you hardly see such a person believing spiritual things.
Wow.
So it was very difficult for me.
I'm coming. I have a Tino. Now, once why science, I want to say no. Tino. Go ahead.
When Papa hit my back, little did I know he was hitting something out of my body. Because the doctor said that the bacteremia septicemia could result in the damage of the major lungs, such as the kidney, the lungs, the heart in my body. And then it will also lead to stroke. So it means that Papa has put something out of my body. And I felt the pains for some time. In fact, when I came here, my complexion was becoming darker. Though I was naturally dark, but not that dark, because of the poison. So the poison started manifesting on my skin for some time. And so some of the patches are over here, they are on my skin. And it took a long time, because the doctor said that the pathogens in the body has increased. Pathogens.
The pathogens.
Yes, that is the bacteria, the sickness causing, the bacteria, fungi, and the rest. Pathogens.
Everybody, make sure you send your children to school.
So I went back to him. Then he said, Ajo, God loves you. And I said, Doc, what is it? He said, God loves you. The level of the bacteria has reduced. And
after hitting the back.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And it's like now it has almost been eliminated from the system.
That's right.
Then the second one is about a land. We are 5 daughters. And my father was educated, but not formally. So he said he wanted to build houses for all of us before he died, so we don't suffer. And when he was on the 3rd house, a group of family members chased him out of the land he has bought to build on. And he did not say anything. But later on, he acquired another land and was preparing to put up that building. In course of that, he died mysteriously. We were then young, so we did not understand. We didn't know what happened. 10 years after my father died, I started developing the land in addition to my own projects. So everything was going on very well. After 6 years of development, in fact, it was a huge project. It's a huge project because the location of the land is so strategic that now everybody knows expatriates, they go there a lot. So if we put up a hotel over there, we can manage it and generate some income. So when the project got to a level, then the same group of people again quietly conspired and they wanted to eliminate me, to end everything. But thank God, I found myself in the city of power. Papa, once again, may God bless you and your team of seasoned clergy around you. When the plaintiff realized, the cousins realized that there is no way they can take it for me because I did documentation and because of my educational background, they are all afraid of me. So they took it to the next level and they filed a suit at the court, Adan District Magistrate Court against me, and then they placed injunction on the project. So we started going, I prepared to defend, to go and then defend. The first appearance at the court, the plaintiff appeared with a lawyer. And then he also came with a juju man to the court.
Sir?
Yes. But thank God Papa has given us a good training. So Papa says that make sure that even if I don't declare fasting, you are always fasting. So for me, it has become part and parcel of me.
That's right.
I fast continuously. I fast at any time. And that time, my sister too was also fasting. And then other family members were with us. So when we go there, the magistrate asked, Ajo, do you have a lawyer? And I said, no, sir. He said, hey, this is a big case, so it's a land case. Go for a lawyer. And I said, I don't need a human lawyer now. So the lawyer that came with the plaintiff, could not speak. He couldn't talk. He only said that he was going and he would come back. So that ended it. The second appearance, the plaintiff came with what? The clan chief. That's the Asafwache of our clan.
Okay. And
the Asafwache was coming to withdraw the case and go and settle it at home. But when he came, he said that, for me, I will not. This is a Asafwache, a chief that is always going to India. He said when he came to the court, he saw some faces in the court. He will never step there again.
That's right.
The third appearance, the plaintiff did not appear. God of Kwega has chased him out of the court. The plaintiff did not appear. The judge became so furious, extraordinary furious, absolutely furious. And he said that, sine die, meaning that postpone indefinitely. So after saying that, he added that, I am hanging this case on the wall. That ended it. Bang, bang, that's all.
That's right. Bang, bang, bang.
So it means that you have won the case.
Papa, we have won. So 3 things happened. The moment I submitted the form, the leader to the gang that was what? Pestering us over this land, he died. He was the priest of the what?
Okay.
The priest in charge of the family gods. He died. The
That's
moment
right.
he died, the rest they started surfacing. And that is when they came out openly now to what? To pursue us. Yes. Then the second thing was that my first passport expired in 2012. Every attempt to renew it failed. And anytime I have applied 3 times, when I go to the passport office, they said, Ajo, your fingerprint, the biometric machine cannot recognize it. Go. There are some things on your hand. Go and remove it. I look into my palm. I don't know what is happening.
Christ of Nazareth.
Wonderful.
3 times. So I remember that Papa said they don't want me to shine. By virtue of my position, there are so many projects that come to my desk. I work with IBM. I work with Microsoft. I work with Sony Ericsson. RSG. I handle those big time projects.
Okay.
So it comes with a lot of traveling opportunity. But now all these opportunities have frozen because my passport is hot, cannot be renewed. So that very 2016, after submitting the form, when I went back to the passport office, the same place, now the machine has picked my fingerprint.
Wonderful.
After connecting to the church, tell somebody, connect and enjoy. Go ahead, my dear.
So I decided to also take my seed sowing to the next level.
Ash.
Even if I don't have, I force, and the little I have, I sow it. Yes. So after the passport is ready, they call me, Vivian, your passport is ready. Let somebody bring it to you. And they send a dispatch rider to bring the passport. That very year, there was a traveling breakthrough.
That's right.
That very year. Go ahead.
Then I traveled outside. Now, as I stand here, tomorrow I am on the plane again going to Tel Aviv. I'm going to Tel Aviv tomorrow.
Nyame fie ehɔ na ɛyɛ solution center.
If you are there watching me, if you are here, we have Moses here who is interceding on our behalf. Moses, Prophet Pega is our Moses here.
That's right.
And also in Psalm 82 verse 3,
Okay.
the God of the fatherless is in this house. Come here and every impossibility will be made possible. Thank you very much.
Amen.
In Christ alone, my hope is found.
Breaking Yoke. I'm a proud son of Prophet Beggar.
It is.
I located this church last year in October. And since that time, I think this is the second time I'm privileged to mount this great altar to give a testimony. The first one had to do with a lot of things that happened in my life. And still, God is doing so much within that 1 year that I've been here. And I thank him so much.
Wonderful.
This very testimony is amazing in the sense that on Monday, I went to work as usual, and I went to Tema. So usually when we have stuff at the port, I will go and then withdraw the duty amount, and then I will give it to my agents so that they will do the clearing process. So what happened was, I went to the bank, and then I withdrew the money for the clearing process. But my agent was supposed to meet me at the bank, and then he was delaying. So after I withdrew the money, it was a huge amount of money. So when I took it out, something told me to sit in the bank and wait usually I'll go and sit in my car and wait for him to come, and then I'll give him the money, and then give him the documents and the directions as to what to do. Now that day, something told me just to sit in the bank and wait. So I sat there for a while, and then as soon as I stepped out, I met him at the door because he had texted me that he's coming. And then we stood by my car, talked for a little while, and then I handed the money over to him. So I headed back to Accra to my office. So later on, around 3:30 in the afternoon, he called me and said, "Boss, Asamabo." And I said, What Asam Naba? He told me that armed robbers has taken the money from him. I think he said they used the master key, they followed him. The amazing part of this whole thing is that they were actually following me, because I think they've watched me and seen that is what I usually come to withdraw money and stuff like that. So they were following me. But because I handed the money over to him, they left me and then started following him. So they followed him, but little did they know that there was a CCTV camera in front of the office. So when he parked the car, it was two of them. They were in the car. And then one was driving, and then the other one got out of the car. So they had a master key. This guy we are talking about, later on, I got to find out that he was actually a fire service personnel, and they have master keys. So when you park your car, it doesn't matter what car it is. They have the keys to open the car and get inside the car and take whatever it is that they want to take. So to cut everything short, after he called me that this is what has happened. In fact, I was confused. I didn't know what to do. Sorry, it was a Tuesday. So that was around 3:30. So I just said to myself, I will just come to church and pray. And I know that my God would deliver me. So on Tuesday, I came to church and then I prayed. Papa raised some topics that were actually in line with what was happening at that particular time. So I prayed very seriously, and then I sowed the seed. So on Tuesday, I came, I prayed, I sowed the seed, and then I just went home. I didn't even call my agent anymore. I just went home, and then I went to sleep. The very next morning, around 11 a.m. in the morning, he called me, and he said, "Boss, yachin krofono."
That's right. Yabeto.
And the amazing part is that me knowing the God that I serve in this house, I knew that it was the God of Kwega that actually brought the people straight to the agents, because they were driving. The next day they were driving. The route that he actually took, he never takes that route. On the way, because of the CCTV camera, he had seen the color of the car, and then there was this unique rim on the car. So he was driving, and then he just saw the car pass. So he panicked, and then he just turned around, made a U-turn. And then something told him to just follow the car. So he followed them, and then they went and parked at a different bank. They were going to do another operation. So as soon as they got there, he also called the other colleague who had the car that the money was taken from. But when he called him, he told him, "Don't bring your car, because if they see your car, they will know that it is you." So he parked the car somewhere, and then he walked. Amazingly, when he got close to where they were, I don't know how two policemen just appeared out of nowhere. So when he saw the policemen, he just approached them and said, "These guys robbed me yesterday. They took money out of my car." And the little I know is that when you are walking on the street and you see a policeman and you tell him that something has happened and they should help you, they will usually tell you to go to the police station and lodge a complaint. But in this case, because of this great God that we serve,
That's right.
the policemen arrested the men immediately and took them to the cells. As we speak now, as at yesterday, they confessed that yes, indeed, they were the ones that took the money, and then they are ready to pay the money. But then the inspector, the CID, said that because we have the CCTV camera evidence, they found handcuffs in their car, they found numerous keys in their car, and then even the cars that they took, because I took it from Fidelity Bank, and then when you take money, the bundles, they have the stamp of the money, all of that evidence are still with them. They found some of the money with them as at the time of the arrest. So, as I stand here, I just want to thank the God of Kwega.
That's right.
Because I didn't know how I would have handled the situation. It was a client who had paid for his duties to clear his containers. Around this festive season, it was a huge amount of money. And as it happened so, then it means that would have been my debt, that I had to actually come out with that money. And then because the client has paid, once he's paid, he wants his goods cleared, and you can't tell him any stories.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. So I want to thank the God of Kwega for a wonderful, I don't even
Yes.
Give it to God, Wella.
Oh, give a mighty hand unto Jesus.
My advice, I would like to direct it to those of us here who always come to church. You know, Papa always tells us that make sure you are always here. That statement that he makes is not a joke. If you are always here, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that will happen to you.
Hallelujah.
That this our God will not deliver you.
Praise God.
Thank you.
Yes.
God bless you.
Christ alone.